This is one of the final games from the, what month was this? February Game Kastle Store Championship. That's Game Kastle in Santa Clara. I have with me, helping to commentate, Calvin today. How are you doing today, Calvin?
Hey, Brian. I'm well. Thanks.
And we have Alec playing on the right, playing Noise. That's the alternate art Noise from the Nationals, along with a nice Darwin mat, nice clean mat. And I am playing on the left, playing Engineering the Future. And so it looks like Noise here takes a mulligan off the start. I am very happy to keep this opening with Hedge Fund. Hedge Fund is always a nice card to see in your opening.
That should help you out. That's a nice mat he's got. He must have had that done before FF started coming down on people for reproducing IP.
Yeah, some custom thing for sure. I don't think that was ever an official mat.
Yeah.
And so that was just a protect up R&D and throw down what I think is probably an Eve campaign. Let's see. SanSan. So he uses the imp to trash the SanSan. Very good play.
Yeah, he was smart to do that.
Oh, and he hits the Cyberdex Trials, clears out the imp token. That would have been nice to happen first, but, you know.
Yeah.
It's nice to clear out an imp token. And then he, I think he said he was going to trash it. He's deciding.
What's the cost to trash?
It is 1 to trash that.
Okay, and it looks like he's got 3.
Yeah, so he all he did was install the imp, yeah, so exactly. So he trashes it, but that helps protect archives. Man, he just goes in and clears out my hand, so he gets that Cyberdex Trial and an Aggressive Secretary. So I decided to leave HQ open, I guess because I probably didn't have an agenda in hand, and R&D is a little more risky to leave open against Anarchs in a start like that, I feel, because of Keyhole.
Yeah, it was probably, I mean, it was definitely a better choice than just covering HQ.
I don't see a lot of noise with Account Siphon. It can definitely surprise you, but yeah, it seems like they want to spend their influence in other ways. Okay, so I think HQ is empty at this point.
Did you install a remote and an upgrade?
Yeah, so I'm guessing that is like, I don't know, it's probably Ash and something else? It's probably not an agenda, although it's possible.
And he's got
so
2
I think
credits.
he has like 2 credits, right? Yeah. So it's probably like an Ash and an Adonis. Oh, interesting.
Huh.
So the Ash will keep him out, and I don't think he could trash it on this run. Oh no, he did. Yeah, I guess that was 4 credits.
Okay.
So the blues are 2s. Let's remember that.
Gotcha. Now go back and see.
He's going back in.
Oh, Jackson.
That's such a. I don't know about that play. I guess I protected the Jackson. I guess like he would have just gone in HQ and probably killed the Ash anyway. So might as well use it and install it with ETF credits.
Sure.
Maybe that's the logic there. Yeah.
It's a wise guy play.
Yeah, for sure. And using that Jackson Howard to fill up HQ. Still no HQ ice though. Maybe that's not a problem if you just score out every agenda you draw, but we'll see how that works out.
You're clearly not concerned about Account Siphon here.
Yeah, I guess not, right?
Huh.
So he just ran Archives. I think he was probably trying to get me to use the Jackson Howard.
Right.
But I did not have anything I needed to discard.
So you think you trashed that pup because it succumbed so quickly to Parasite, or?
Maybe that pup was the discard from the imp earlier?
Oh, sure.
Is that? I think that's probably what happened. So he was going to go trash the Jackson Howard, and I had enough goodies in the archives that I decided to bring stuff back. So Ash and SanSan are 2 great targets, and Pup is going back.
Yep.
Yeah. So Pup definitely wasn't just discarded. I don't think I would have done that.
Yep.
So this deck is a bit of a hybrid deck between fast advance and glacier, I'd say. It uses mostly next ice and has a couple big pieces. What did it have? It had like a couple EG2s, I think. One EG2, two EG2s, and I think one toll booth. And then all it's really trying to do is, tax the runner pretty good with those next ice and some other taxing ice like Eli. And you just mostly score stuff in remotes. You mostly just put stuff in remotes and start advancing them. Sometimes you use SanSan to either fast advance or just to kind of do tricky things. Like if you're at 4 points, you could install advance something. And they tend to think it's an NAPD, but then you res the SanSan on your next turn and score at a 5-3.
Yep.
So it's just looking for a lot of ways to weasel out a win.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, and that is Chicana down on the field. So you want to remind people what Chicana does?
Sure, I think it increases the advance cost of an agenda.
That is correct. So every run on R&D, it gets a virus counter. And then once it has at least three virus counters, it causes every agenda to be +1 advancement to score.
I see. Well, as long as that pup's there, it'll be at least a little bit taxing for him to do that.
Yeah, so and he did go in there through the pup. He, I think, paid a credit and then lost a card from pup, losing is that incubator, I think?
Yep, I believe you're right.
Yeah. So, starting to build up that Chicana. Chicana can really hurt you if your whole strategy is fast advance, which is why I really don't like to play, like, only fast advance decks or only glacier decks. I like a little bit of options, I think.
Yeah, it's an interesting play on Alex end to let the incubator go in, because that could have helped him more quickly get Chicana up to speed.
Yeah, I think he probably had like 3 or 4 cards in hand and maybe was just wanting to build up Chicana on that run more than he wanted to. There might have been other cards in hand that he was okay with trashing. Maybe Incubator wasn't what he wanted, but... Okay. So it looks like it was a run on Archives. That's 2 Jackson Howards down, so that's something any Noise players definitely keeping track of, how many Jackson Howards have been used. And... So I think what might be going on in that remote... I'm not positive, but that could be a Vitruvius.
Yeah, get a lot of counters on there. It'd be good.
Yeah, especially when I'm seeing these Jacksons go out early. If I can score out like 2 or 3 counters on a Vitruvius, that helps me a lot in this later game versus Noise.
Are you using
able to go get a card?
Biotic Labor?
No, so this deck doesn't use Biotic Labor. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that card in HB. I get it with NEH, like, Astroscript makes sense. Mm-hmm. But this deck, like, I scored a Vitruvius or an ABT. I'm probably not even running that ABT in most cases. It doesn't give you a lot of extra benefit. It's like, yeah, you get 2 points, and that might just win you a game here and there. But I like the card's a little expensive, I think.
Sure. So you guys doing some extra shuffling there, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Was that because of Jackson Howard?
I don't know. I lost track.
Oh, maybe like I accidentally saw a card or something like that. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was going on about Biotic Labor.
Right. And how terrible the card it is.
Oh, that is that's Utopia, right?
I believe so.
I can never. So I know. I think Utopia is the Utopia is to every advancement costs 2 to steal. So for every advancement on an agenda, they have to pay 2 credits to steal it. I think it's that one. Yeah, because that one has a little bit more text. Eden is the free ice install one. Yeah. Noise doing his thing, drawing cards, playing down caches, getting money.
Yeah, this is going to be way more taxing for him now. And you've got 3 points, so good for you.
Got 3 points, 2 more agendas to go. And I think HQ is still completely empty. I think my defense on HQ at this point is don't have any cards.
I'm going to play like this from now on. This is great.
Well, this is also my hard counter to people doing like the, itinerant protesters, right, or Hemorrhage in the past I've played.
Sure.
I view court play a lot like kind of building out a pipeline. And if that pipeline is running smoothly, you really shouldn't need to have cards in HQ.
You have to install that card you just drew.
Yeah, or play it if it's in operation.
Right. So what, you've advanced twice. You got one action left? Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yep, I just... It looks like it's going down on archives. No. I think I decided to...
You gave in.
Yeah. Well, archives, it has that Cyberdex Trials in there, so it's not super risky.
Sure.
But that installs even better because ETF, right? So like I advance twice and then just install it, and it gives me a credit. So
right.
It's all good.
You've got it all figured out here, Brian, clearly.
So this is, like when I play against noise, something I've noticed a lot of noise builds, they don't really have a good way to pressure remotes, and especially not early in the game. Like a lot of noise, their way they pressure remotes is throw down Crypsis and run.
Right.
So especially in the early game when they're still building up, if you can just score out some decent agendas, you can... There's an NAPD.
Yeah.
You can just win on agendas before they can do anything.
Yeah, I played Alec in one of the rounds during this tournament as well, and I employed the same strategy. I just built a remote that had SanSan in it and, you know, forced him to try to get in.
So that Chicana token got cleared, I think when he ran into archives to go check the face down that he milled.
Oh.
And so he's still kind of building up a little bit here. I mean, he's got Jin out. I guess he needs some memory space from Jin, probably.
He could
and
ace up
discarding
that imp.
Virgil, I believe.
Yeah, Virgil was pretty useless so far, considering you almost never had cards in your hand.
Yeah, probably why he didn't bother installing it, unless he really needed that memory. Yeah, if the corp has one or no cards in hand, it doesn't seem real attractive to put that down.
I think I called it Virgil.
See?
It's Vigil.
Vigil. Or did I call it Virgil?
I think I did.
I might have. Okay, well, maybe we both did.
Yeah.
For Vigil, yeah, that's true. Scheherazade down.
More money.
And my turn was to just install a card and then hedge fund. I think probably draw a card too.
There's the incubator.
Oh, incubator.
Just in time, maybe.
So I think at this point he's probably planning to try and lock me with those Chicanas. I notice he has another Chicana in hand, so he might be trying to
Oh.
Card down.
No advancing. Yeah, double Chicana is going to be a real pain in the butt.
I don't know. It's not that bad. So here's the thing. Like, I have Utopia scored, right? So every agenda, I basically want to install advance anyway, just for that extra defense. And yeah, so I'm in the position now where I kind of want to advance stuff more than I want to fast advance it. Did he install that incubator this turn?
I believe it was last turn. I'm not sure.
Okay, I think that thing gets a token at the start of every turn, right?
Yeah, so it must have been this turn.
Okay.
I think he did Scheherazade,
so that was just
incubator, and cash.
An Adonis put down there. So I can't tell if I have it in hand, but that type of play, like a lot of times I'm just trying to get them to make a run on the remote because I know I could end the run.
Yeah.
And then I could play a successful demo.
Yeah, especially with you at 5 points.
Yeah, puts them in a position where they kind of need to run.
Yep, it's a great strategy to get them to spend all their money trying to get in.
He's definitely building up a lot of money. I need to find that last agenda pretty quick here. Virus breeding ground.
Uh-oh.
So, you know, this, if it's not clear already, this is a Hive Mind style deck. I'm almost certain he has Hive Mind in the deck.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Eve playing him.
So, yeah, when his turn begins, he's going to place a virus counter on Virus Breeding Ground. And otherwise, click to move one. to another card with at least one virus counter on it.
That is Incubator, right? It doesn't have any counters.
Yeah, it's strange. Maybe he forgot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like a little paranoid that that's some other card, and then I'm just calling the card wrong. But I think that I think we're just forgetting to put counters on there.
Yeah.
This was round 6 in this tournament, so fatigue is definitely setting in for both players, I'm sure. All right, there's Incubator.
Oh, finally. And Wildside came out?
Yeah, Wildside he put down last turn, and he has Virus Breeding Ground going. He has Drip Econ with that Daily Cast.
Yep. Oh boy, so then you've got an Eve and then Adonis going, is that right?
That is correct. Yep. 5 credits started every turn.
Uh-oh.
And I think that was okay to set up because I was just far enough ahead in points, and I didn't need a lot of credits just because there's not a lot of runs going on, so might as well get Drip Econ going so that when I draw that agenda, I am set up to score it. And so another Virus Breeding Ground going down.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he put down a Gravedigger as well.
Yeah, that's correct. That does look like Gravedigger.
So I guess he's hoping to get some more of your cards trashed off of R&D.
And I think he's sitting at 3 memory, so that's 4 memory with another Jin install. Yeah, it looks like he's probably hoping to just kind of... I think what he's building towards is Chicana preventing the fast advance score. Then once match point happens, he'll just have that explosive noise turn where he'll mill, like, 5 cards and then get into archives and hopefully win.
Yeah, I think he's smart to...
Putting some big pressure on him here with the install advance.
Yeah. I mean, he really needed to start setting up his stuff. So...
Okay, so this is going to be his last turn, most likely, unless I have another trap in the deck. I don't think that Gravedigger is going to be able to do much at this point. Yeah. That one's a weird one for noise. It almost has anti-synergy, right? Because it's only installed cards that are trashed gets it the Fires token. Oh. So here is Hive Mind. I think he used Jin to get the Hive Mind. Second click install. Oh, that's Progenitor. That's not a Gravedigger. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So he installs it on Progenitor. Okay, so Hive Mind is up to 3. That means Chicana is online. And his last click is another Chicana, which also mills a card. So now I need to advance something over 2 times. So I think that's game because I believe that's a 3-2. That's probably Vitruvius or something like that.
Yep. And
that is game.
It is.
Yeah, so that was the case I was talking about there, where I'm super motivated to install advance with Utopia, and so the Chicanas weren't really going to suppress me unless that happened to be another 5-3.
Right, you've got 1 piece of ice rest and way more than that installed.
Yeah, I probably even went overkill on the installs. Yeah, that server would have been tough for Crypsis. If that was his breaker, Crypsis would have had a hard time on that server.
Right, yeah, it would have been quite expensive.
Yeah, all the tokens and all that. Well, I guess Hive Mind helps with that.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah, that is the game. I think that's just... yeah, I've had so many games against Noise where they just mill you like crazy and you can't get any of the cards you need, and it's just taking so long to build up and score out that you just need to play really quick against Noise. And I think that could be really effective.
Yeah, I think installing, even if you thought it was overkill, was a good idea. You just want to get that stuff down so that you don't lose it. Right, and just I think there's a lot of windows against Noise to score out, because
because they don't have a lot of deck space for breakers, so they're just really hoping to mill a lot, parasite some of your ice away, and then eventually put something like a Crypsis down to, or maybe a Darwin in the case of Hive Mind. I guess his mat was kind of telegraphing a Darwin more than a Crypsis.
Sure.
All right, that is the game. So, do you have any last thoughts on that one?
No, I mean, I like the diversity, in the tournaments recently as far as runners is concerned. It's great to see all kinds of different runners. I mean, Noise, people have been using them for a while, but it's nice to see people doing well with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and Alec did do well. Alec placed 3rd in this tournament. This was a store championship with about, 42 players, I think? So yeah. Alec did very well, and I'm sure that Noise deck got him a lot of wins on the day. Yeah. All right, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll have more from other store championships and other tournaments in the area up on the channel very soon.
Thanks, Brian.